Hey, much peace and mercies to you brothers out there that believe in the covenant in these last days, and are repenting and understanding the gospel, and getting more clarity of the scriptures. Because we got a lot of Hebrew Israelite camps and false Christians and false believers in these last days that that are not teaching you the correct doctrine and giving you the correct understanding. So I just wanted to go into this real quick, concerning the sons of God, and how it ties back to the Lord, because you have to remember the Lord and his lineage. It lists and tells you how it goes back to Seth and Adam. Okay, ultimately it goes back to Adam. Remember, Adam was made in the image of the Most High, so he was likened unto a son of God. So we have a lot of men in these last days that just through misunderstanding, they really don't understand who the sons of God are. They're not angels that men have been taught that men have taught that they are, or that men break down to you as the sons of God being. That's not the case in these last days. The sons of God they're listed to you, and they're listed as a genealogy in the book of Genesis 5. I'm gonna go into this real quick. Let's actually start here in Genesis 5, and we'll start at 1. And we'll read down. It's going to give you the whole lineage, so bear with me so we can get the understanding. This is Genesis 5:1. It says, "This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him." Boom. There is the first son of God, Adam. "Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam, in the day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son." So this is the beginning of a nation. A nation of what? The sons of God, with Adam being the first one. "And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth." So in the spirit, you can see that what was the Lord likened unto? Whose likeness and image was the Lord likened unto? His Father, the Most High. So what would that make the Lord? A son of God. This is what he was trying to teach us as concerning righteousness and principles of what? Morality. What was he doing? He was teaching us how to become a son of God. All right. In Genesis 6, and the breakdown that men have been taught about the angels being the sons of God is wrong. The sons of God are what? They descend from the lineage of Seth, as what we're going to go through here. Genesis 5:2. It says, "Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam, in the day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth." See that? There's Seth. All right, because remember what happened to Abel. Cain slayed Abel. So what? Adam had another son of God, called his name what? Seth. "And the days of Adam, after he had begotten Seth, were 800 years and what? And he begot sons and daughters." Let's read it in the NLT so we can get understanding of what that means. It says, "After the birth of Seth," so after Adam had Seth, Adam lived another 800 years, it says here, and he had other sons and daughters. What? Multiplying and adding more to what? The nation of what? The sons of God. This is what it's talking about here. Okay, verse 5. It says, "In all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died." Right? Let's keep going. "And Seth, his son, lived 105 years and begot Enos." See that? "And Seth lived, after he begot Enos, 807 years and begot sons and daughters." So what? Seth had more sons and daughters outside of Enos. The creating of a nation of what? The sons of God. It says, now this is separate from the lineage of Cain. Remember, Cain had what? Started to multiply and have wives and children himself, and they had children, etc., etc. This is where you get the mixing of what? The daughters of men, which is the daughters of the descendants of Cain. All right. And the sons of God, the sons and the daughters and descendants of what? Adam. That's your sons of God. You see, there is no mention of the angels from Genesis 4 to Genesis 6. So where do men get the sons of God being the angels? You got that from a false doctrine, a camp doctrine. Let's keep going. But this is why we're here, to give the understanding when we need to. Genesis 5 and 7. And Seth lived after he begot Enos 807 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enos lived 900 years and begot Canaan. And Enos lived after he begot Canaan 815 years and begot sons and daughters. So he began to have more sons and daughters. See that? Who knows? He lived 800 years. Who knows how many of them he had? But it was the multiplying of what? Originally going back to what? Being fruitful and multiplying, which was a commandment given to what? Adam as a son of God. This is Adam's whole lineage. And it's going to link up when we go to the book of, I believe it's Luke, where it shows you how the Lord descends from that. You see? He is what? Correlated with being a son of God. It had nothing to, this has nothing to do with angels. Stop saying that the angels are the sons of God and that they came down and slept with men and with women. When it tells you in the first, and it tells you in the New Testament that what? Angels do not marry. That was a concept that never changed. So it was from the beginning that angels never married. So how all of a sudden angels are able to marry in the beginning, but in the New Testament they're not? That's a contradiction to men with no understanding. But we understand that angels do not marry. Why? And the angels are not spoken of in Genesis as marrying the daughters of men. That is talking about here the lineage and seed line and the men who make up what? The sons of God that descend and come back and go back to Adam. The original son of God who fell. That's why in the New Testament it likens the Lord as the last Adam, meaning the Lord is the last son of God, the actual son of God. What is the Lord? What does the Most High call him? His only begotten son of God. This is what the Lord is trying to teach us to become, sons of God. See that? That's why we call the Most High Abba, Father. Why would we call him Father if we not his sons of God? You see that? This should break that spell that men have of what? The sons of God being the angels. Ain't no angels in Genesis. Let's see if we read about angels as we read here from Genesis 5 to 6, and even in what? Matthew and Luke, or in 1 John, the 2nd chapter. Let's see if we hear anything about angels, so we can cut this false doctrine here. Genesis 5 and 12, it says, and Canaan lived 70 years and begot Mahalalel, and Canaan lived after he begot Mahalalel 840 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years and begot Jared. And Mahalalel lived after he begot Jared 830 years and begot sons and daughters, more sons and daughters, more sons of God. And all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begot Enoch, another son of God. And Jared lived after he begot Enoch 800 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. You see how this has become a great nation? Men haven't not realized as reading this, picturing this great nation forming through all these sons coming from Adam. The sons of God. Genesis 5 and 20. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. And Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. And Enoch walked with the Lord after he begot Methuselah 300 years and begot sons and daughters. See that? Did it just say Enoch begot sons and daughters? Yes, it did. Let's read it in the NLT. Verse 22, and after the birth of Methuselah, Enoch lived in close fellowship with God for another 300 years, and he had other sons and daughters and sons of God. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 782 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years and begot a son. And he called his name Noah, a son of God. Noah was a son of God, saying, this same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. And Lamech lived after he begot Noah 595 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old. And Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. That's when the stopping of the multiplying started with Noah, because he only had 3 sons. So then it picks up in 6. So now we understand that a new multiplying starts through what? Those 3 sons. That is what has populated the earth as we see now. See that? See? Genesis 6:1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth. See that? Men began to multiply. What was happening as I was reading down Genesis 5? Men were multiplying. Then what did you have? You had Noah, have Shem, Ham, and Japheth. They didn't even start multiplying until after the flood. So it was a pause. The multiplying here in context is talking about what we were reading from Genesis 5 down to the end. The multiplying of the sons of Adam through Seth, which are the sons of God, and the multiplying of Cain's seed through the wives that he had. That was the multiplying that was of men on the earth that was going on. These were all men in flesh. Okay, let's read it. Let's continue to read and see where we hear angels anywhere. We're not going to see it, but you're going to see that this was ultimately the whole time talking about men in flesh. Whether these men were bigger, more powerful, shorter, smaller, men in the flesh. That's what Genesis 4-6 is speaking on. It's not talking about any angels. It's talking about the sons of God, which is a bloodline lineage of Adam through Seth, because Abel died. And you read the multiplying that was going on as it states here. Verse 1 in this chapter is giving you the whole context of what was going on in Genesis the 5th chapter all the way down. Genesis 6:1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the earth, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, the sons of God, which we read, all those people that go back to what? Seth, which go back to Adam, who was the first son of God. The sons of God saw the daughters of men, the daughters of what? The daughters and women that came out of the lineage of Cain. Those were the daughters of men. They weren't daughters of God because Cain was not a son of God. It says that the sons of God, men that would come from Seth, saw the daughters of men, women that what? Descend from Cain, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. These are men taking other women of another what? Lineage as wives. This is what's happening here. This is the actual understanding. This ain't talking about no angels. This ain't talking about no fairy tales. I have not yet read about any angels. Show me where I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Let's keep going. Genesis 6:3. And the Lord said, my spirit, this is a cut. My spirit shall not always strive with man. Why? The bloodline and the men that go back to Seth were starting to lean towards the wrong way, because the Lord's spirit was coming off of them. Okay? They were getting further away from the Lord. So this was angering the Lord. This is the whole reason why the flood came. Because the sons of God were going off and dealing with what? The daughters that come from Cain. The daughters of men. You see? The daughters of the sons of God, that's different. Those will be women that descend from Seth. These are talking about the daughters and women that descend from Cain, that were mixing with men that descend from Seth, the sons of God. This is what this story is about. It's crazy, man. We have to fix this, man. Genesis 6:3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man. Where's angels here? Where's angels? Where are the angels? Certain books we read, we have to make sure that they agree with the actual original text. And a lot of books don't. That's why we have to discern that. Where are the angels here? And where did that doctrine come of the angels being sleeping with women? Where is that doctrine? That's not even scriptural. There's no listing, there's no mention of angels here. I have not read it yet. And we've read about a chapter already. Genesis 6:3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with angels. No, it says man right here. For that he also is flesh. He also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God, the men that go back to Seth, all that lineage we read about in Genesis 5, all that multiplying. It says, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, the daughters that go back to Cain, and they bear children. So angels can have children now. And they bear children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown, ancient warriors. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So this begins the what? This begins the Lord's procedure of the process of removing everyone. This is a flood. This is the lineage and the bloodlines of men and women that existed before the flood. You had the sons of God, which were the descendants of Seth, which was a descendant of Adam, the very first son of God. And you had the what? The daughters of men and the sons of men, the lineage of Cain, which it tells you about, I believe in Genesis 4 or 5. And then it goes into the lineage of Seth, the sons of God. See? This is what they were leaving out. There's no angels in Genesis 6. So let's go here real quick. Let's go to my history. I had some stuff saved. Let's go to Luke 3. And let's see how this links with the Lord. Luke 3, let's start at 23. Luke 3 and 23. And the Lord himself began to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed. Because people thought that was David's son, or Joseph's son, by seed line. But Joseph never told anyone that was miraculous what had happened to him, and that the angel came to him and told him about all these things. This is something that was not like spread widely or made known widely amongst men. This was like something real low key, because it says that he didn't want to make her a public example. So the public was not aware that Joseph was really a stepfather. All that whole circumstance and situation and scenario was miraculous. That's why the angel had to come to Joseph to explain to him what was happening, because it was so crazy. How is this my son and I never even slept with this woman? The angel had to come break it down to him, who he was actually about to become a stepfather for, the Lord. So let's read it here, Luke 3 and 23. And the Lord himself began to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed, because many had assumed that's Joseph's son. They didn't understand it. That son was miraculously put into Mary. A lot of people didn't know that behind the scenes. So that's why it says, as was supposed, the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli, which was the son of Matthat, which was the son of Levi, which was the son of Melchi, which was the son of Jonah, which was the son of Joseph, which was the son of Mattathias, which was the son of Amos, which was the son of Nahum, which was the son of Elsli, which was the son of Nagi, which was the son of Math, which was the son of Matthias, which was the son of Simi, which was the son of Joseph, which was the son of Judah, which was the son of Joanna, which was the son of Resa, which was the son of Zerubbabel, which was the son of Salathiel, which was the son of Neri, which was the son of Melchi, which was the son of Adi, which was the son of Kosam, which was the son of Eladam, which was the son of which was the son of Josi, which was the son of Eleazar, which was the son of Joram, which was the son of Matthat, which was the son of Levi, which was the son of Simeon, which was the son of Judah, which was the son of Joseph, which was the son of Jonan, which was the son of Eliakim. Bear with me, it's getting to the point. Which was the son of Melah, which was the son of Menon, which was the son of Mathatha, which was the son of Nathan, which was the son of David, which was the son of Jesse, which was the son of Obed, which was the son of Boaz, which was the son of Salmon, which was the son of Nasan, which was the son of Abinadab, which was the son of Aram, which was the son of Ezram, which was the son of Pharez, which was the son of Judah, which was the son of Jacob, which was the son of Isaac, which was the son of Abraham. Let's keep going. Which was the son of Terah, which was the son of Nachor, which was the son of Saruk, which was the son of Ragai, which was the son of Phalak. Now listen and pay attention to this word son being said, which was the son of Heber, which was the son of Salah, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Arphaxad, which was the son of Shem, which was the son of Noah. Didn't we just read about that in Genesis, the ending of Genesis 5? Which was the son of Lamech. It's going back. Which was the son of Methuselah, which was the son. Why is the Lord's lineage going back here? Which was the son of Methuselah. It's going back past Jacob, back past being an Israelite, which was the son of Methuselah, which was the son of Enoch, which was the son of Jared, which was the son of which was the son of Melel, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. Boom. This is what the Lord came. That was a foreshadowing of the Lord to come. Going back and tracing his lineage back to the Son of God. These are the same sons of God we read about in Genesis 4, 5, and 6. The lineage of Seth. It is not talking about angels. Let's go right here quick. Let's get this scripture. Excuse me. I'm so hot right now. I can't even talk. Let's get this scripture real quick and I'm gonna get out of here. This is a cut. There is no angels. That is false doctrine. The sons of God are not the angels. Period. We have not tell me in the comment board if I have spoken or read about anything concerning angels yet. I have not. We haven't found it yet. But let's get this scripture. I'm gonna get out of here. We need answers. How are the angels the sons of God? We need proof because this is a cut. This is 1 John 1. This is 1 John 3 and 1. This is a New Testament. Behold, what manner of love the Father, Abba, hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Sound familiar? Sons of God laying with the daughters of men. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. God said, yeah, let's talk about Israel. We could become the sons of God again, like the beginning. No, not if this covenant is open unto what? The Gentiles. So now Gentiles are able to become a son of God, not just Israel. How are you becoming a son of God? Through your believing on the Lord and his covenant and what he established, which comes with his laws and his principles and his commandments, which he tells you about in 1 John and in other scriptures. 1 John 3 and 2, beloved, now are we the sons of God. This is talking to both Jew and Gentile that believe in the Lord. Gentile being of another nation, the Jew meaning and what? Synonymous for what? The 12 tribes. Tells you in the Old Testament, we all come out of the waters of Judah. Speaking on the 12 tribes. 1 John 3 and 3, and every man that hath this hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. See that? So through the Lord's doctrine, you are able to become the sons of God. Let me see if I can sign another one real quick. Guys, the sons of God are men in flesh, just like us. That's why we're able to become them. They're not angels. It's not speaking of no angels in Genesis, the 6th chapter, man. Goodness gracious. It's talking about men in the flesh. Here's another one. Let's grab this. This is Philippians 2. Philippians 2 and 13. For it is God which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. See that? Sons of God. That's the sons of God. Sons of God are men in the flesh. They were men in the sons of God were men in the flesh during the time of Genesis. Where do you get angels as being the sons of God? You don't get it. You've learned a false doctrine. This is Galatians. Let's get another one. This is Galatians 4:4. It says, but when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his son. So the fullness of time was in the first century when the Lord came. It says it right here. But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his son, made of a woman. Made of a woman. Where is man there? Where is seed of man? Made of seed of man there? It's not there. We're telling you the Lord, the Most High, supernaturally impregnated the Lord. That's why it was prophesied for this miracle to happen. This is why the angel came to what? Joseph, to explain what was happening, because it was so crazy. Verse 6, and because ye are sons of God. Hold on. What? Galatians 4:5. Galatians 4:4. But when the fullness of time was come, God sent forth his son, a son of God. Come on, man. Made of a woman. Where's any seed of man here? It's not there. Made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. So now we have become sons. Sons of what? Sons of God. And because ye are sons, God hath sent forth the Spirit of his Son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. See that? Romans 8. So if you're not in the new covenant, if you don't believe in what the Lord established, if you still believe in angels being the sons of God, that will mean you're not a son of God. This is Romans 8. And I said I was going to get out of here, but the Spirit wants to bring these out too. Romans 8 and 13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. Verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. I believe that's plain and to the point. So, as you can see here, you're getting understanding. This is John 1. Let's get this as heavy hitter. John 1:6. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, it's talking about the Lord, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. Verse 11. He came unto his own, the Israelites, the 12 tribes. The Jew first he came to, and his own received him not. Verse 12. But as many as received him, meaning certain of the Gentiles, doesn't matter if they're Gentiles, they received him, to them gave he power to become what? The sons of God. Even to them that believe on his name. That's your sons of God. Let's go read. Now let's read Genesis in proper context. Genesis 6:1. It came to pass when men, there's men, we don't see angels, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. Where are angels? We haven't seen it yet at all. Verse 2, the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. The sons of God, men in the flesh. This is very simple to see if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, like the Lord said. Many men and women do not, and like as you teach the gospel more and more, and you get more understanding, you actually see live in real time, in real life, how people can hear you teach the proper doctrine, and they don't hear or understand the context of things concerning these scriptures, man. It's heavy, man. The Lord said, blessed are your eyes, for they see and hear. Men cannot see that the sons of God is talking about these men in the flesh that go back to self, and it gives you a whole lineage of all these men. It's crazy to me. Let's go back. Let's go back here. Genesis 6 and 1. It came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. There's the context right there. Men, not angels, man. Verse 2, the sons of God, men in the flesh, saw the daughters of men, the daughters of what? The lineage of Cain. It gives you his lineage too. He has sons and daughters too. It saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they choose. It tells you in the New Testament, angels don't marry. So how can they have wives? How can they take them a wife? It's talking about men in this time. These are all men in the flesh like us during this time, long ago. As the sons of God. This was before the flood. These are the men and women that lived on the earth before the flood. The sons of God and the daughters of men. What? Regular men that were not the sons of God, because they did not, what? Come from Seth. They came from Cain. So they were regular men. Natural men. Not the sons of God. The sons of men. There you go. This is the understanding. Genesis 6. Let's read it in the NOT actually, and we'll get out of here. Genesis 6 and 1. Then the people, where's angels again? Then the people began to multiply on the earth, and daughters were born to them. The sons of God, the lineage and men that come from Seth, saw the beautiful women, the women that come from what? The lineage of Canaan, or Cain, and took any that, it says, and took any they wanted as wives. Then the Lord said, my spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, for they are only mortal flesh. That is in context speaking of what? These sons and daughters. The sons of men, the daughters of men. In context, the Lord is letting you know they're humans in flesh. Then the Lord said, my spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, for they are only mortal flesh. In the future, their normal lifespan will be no more than 120 years. See that? And that ain't changed since. That's why you have certain people living to 100 and something. 120. See that? So the Lord cut lifetime and life expectancy. After the flood, it began a lower life expectancy. And that's how it's been ever since. After the flood, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, with their wives, then they began to start having kids. They didn't have no kids until after the flood. They just had wives. So it was another multiplying that led up to what we have now. That will led up to what we have now as all these people being on the earth. You see? And the sons of God, their lineage, came down through what? Through what? Noah. Then through Shem. Then through what? The sons that lead up to Jacob. To Isaac and Jacob. Then ultimately down through what? Through Mary. Because it gives you that lineage in Luke. That's why it's listed. See? Then who does it go back to? Adam. Why is this? Because the Lord came to show us how to become a son of God. And was miraculously what? Put into Mary as having no descendant or descendancy but Mary. That's why she's only named in the scriptures. Born of a woman. Why doesn't not name his father there? Because of the miraculous thing that took place in the first century, which the angel had to tell Joseph about in a dream, so that Joseph wouldn't freak out or what, get her stoned or think she was sleeping with somebody. The sons of God are man in the flesh. The Lord was a son of God, and he said, I am in the flesh. When they went to go poke their hand through his hands where they had put the stakes, all right, they were seeing he was flesh, but he was also known as what? The Son of God. Actually, the God's only begotten son. Well, didn't it say he was the last Adam? Only begotten son. Let's grab one more, man. I'm just keep going. The Spirit gave me something else. Let's see here. It's heavy, man. This is Jude. Excuse me. This is 1 Corinthians 15. Let's see, 1 Corinthians 15 and 45. It says, and so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Wasn't Adam known as the Son of God? Was not Seth known as the Son of God? The Lord came last as what? The only begotten Son of God, teaching us how to become sons of God. As they were in what? The time before the flood. There was no angels. That was not talking on any angels, man. This is crazy. So let's see if I got any more. That's pretty much it. This is Romans 5. Romans 5. Romans 5 and 14. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned, after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure, symbol. Remember, Adam was the son of God. So what was he symbol? What was that symbolic for? That was symbolic for the Lord coming as the only begotten son in the end, the last Adam. You see, read about it in Luke. It'll give you the genealogy. He goes back. It gives you the genealogy on how the Lord goes back to the sons of God. And if he's a son of God, wouldn't his father be the Most High and not Joseph? That's why Joseph was not his father, biologically. You see how this all comes to make sense? Romans 5. That's why he's known as the only begotten. Man, Romans 5. It's heavy, man. Romans 5 and 14. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses. Death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned after the multitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure of him that was to come, the Lord. NLT, still everyone died from the time of Adam to the time of Moses, even those who did not disobey an explicit commandment of God, as Adam did. Now Adam is a symbol, a representation of Christ, of the Lord, of Yeshua, of who men call Yahawashi, who was yet to come. But there is a great difference between Adam's sin and God's gracious gift. For the sin of this one man, Adam, brought death to many. But even greater is God's wonderful grace and his gift of forgiveness to many through this other man, Hamashiach, the anointed, the Christ, Yahawashi, Yeshua. See that? So the grace and forgiveness comes through the Lord. And what did he come teaching? The gospel, which allows us to become sons of God, like in the beginning, before wickedness was reigning from Adam to Moses. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here, man. Repent to the new covenant. Everything was foreshadowed in the old, in Genesis. It gives you a representation of the Son of God that was to come by telling you about Adam, by telling you about Seth. showing you their offering. The fat calf, which was a representation of the Lord and his offering that he would come do and make in the first century to establish this new covenant that would allow men to what? Become sons of God. So I'm going to get on out of here, man. Repent to the new covenant, man. It's all about the Lord. He's in the volume of the book. That's all you really need in this last day. Okay? That is how you become a son of God. Peace and blessings.